Have you ever been asked a question about yourself and found yourself giving the short answer because it was easier than going into all the detail? I just recently did that at my last eye doctor's appointment. She's a brand new eye doctor. I had to fill out new patient paperwork, and on it asked for my occupation. And I wrote retired. So while I'm in the room with her and she's going over the paperwork with me, she goes, "Oh, you're retired. How do you feel your day?" I said, "Oh, I help my husband take care of his mom." And she looked at me without batting an eye and said, "Girl, you're not retired. You're a caregiver." And in that moment, I'm like, yeah, I am. I talk about that on the channel all the time, about how I'm caring for my mother-in-law, how in the past I helped care for my parents. But when asked on something formal, I diminished my role and said I'm retired. Why do we do that? If you're new here, hi, I'm Vicki. Today, let's talk about why we do that. Why do we downplay all the hard work that we do when we're asked in formal settings? And if something in this video speaks to you, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone else who needs to hear it. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so now and join the movement to unapologetically age on your terms. How funny is it that I'm constantly talking about being a caregiver, but in a professional setting, I completely dismissed it and told my doctor that I was retired. I'm on this channel daily sharing the struggles of being a caregiver, sharing the struggles of trust administration, and how all that plays into how I am making plans so that my life is different from the people that I've taken care of. But the second I was asked to formally state on something what I am, I wrote retired. How many times have you done something like that? For example, someone might ask you how you're feeling today, and you just say, "I'm fine," but deep down inside, you're probably dying. You probably got dealing with pain on a scale of 1 to 10 that's a 20, but you don't want to say anything. Or someone asks you, how are things at home? And you say everything is fine, but you really want to scream because you're taking care of a person with dementia and you don't know what to do. You don't know whether you want to pull your hair out or go for the nearest bottle. And it just dawned on me how easily I am quick to downplay my own life. I mean, I did it when I was in corporate America. People would give me kudos for doing things and I'd always downplay and say, "Oh no, that was my team. If it wasn't for this person helping me or that person helping me." And I'm quick to give praises to other people and I'm quick to jump to other people's defenses, or if I see someone struggling, go over and help them. But I never mention any of my struggles or any of my truths. I'm always downplaying them. So why do we minimize our roles? Why is it so easy for us to give the short answer? For many of us, we've been conditioned that way, especially as women. As women, our roles have always been typically thought of as they're just our duties. They're nothing special. They're nothing to write home about. If you're a housewife, you just say housewife, but that housewife could entail taking care of a 3,000 square foot house all by yourself without a maid, cleaning, washing, cooking, getting 7 kids ready for school, getting them there, bringing them home, doing all the homework, having dinner ready when your husband comes home from work. Oh, and by the way, your parents are older. They need you too. That is a lot of work, but we have been conditioned that that's just what we do. We bring home the bacon, fry it up in the pan, and never, never, never let him forget he's a man. But when we do that, we fall prey into believing all those flippant stereotypes and contradictions about ourselves, that we can just keep doing more and more and more and more and more and not complain about it, or not even seek the accolades that we probably deserve. So I'll ask you, you're going to the new doctor, you're filling out the paperwork, and the occupation is there. What is the short answer that you would give in order to avoid having to speak your truth? And then the other reason why we minimize our roles and downplay what we do is we don't want to tell the truth. We're afraid that if we tell the truth, people will see we don't have it all together, or they will think that there's something wrong with us, or that we're asking for attention, or we're asking for sympathy. And that could be further from the truth. Because when we speak our truth, people can see that, oh my gosh, I am just like that. Or, wow, I had no idea. What can I do to help you? When we hold the truth inside, we also minimize any potential for us to get any of the help we might actually need. Let's just say husband comes home, asks me how my day was going, and I say, fine. I don't tell him I haven't had time to even take a shower because everything has just blown up around here. But what if I had told him that? What if he would have said, honey, go take a shower. I got this. I got dinner. I got whatever you need me to take care of. We don't even give them the opportunity to step up and help us, or to step up and acknowledge what we're going through. One of the things that happened earlier on in our marriage, I couldn't verbalize what I needed or what I wanted, but I expected him to know, to read my silent screams for help. People can't hear silent screams. If he had known, he would have done, but I didn't say it. So in my mind, looking at him like this, like, you can't see what I need? You can't see that I'm drowning? What's wrong with you? Why can't you see what I need? Who can see that? That's the problem with downplaying. We completely ruin it for ourselves. We don't get the accolades for the good stuff that we did, and we don't get the help for the things that we need help for. And I get it. There is a certain comfort level in keeping your business to yourself. A lot of us were actually raised. Keep your business to yourself. Never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you cry. Never let them see that you don't have yourself 100% together, because we're afraid of the judgment. We're afraid of the stares. But what I have found, once I started opening up, once I started telling my husband what I needed, he started stepping up. Once I started telling my bosses at work, hey, I'm drowning, between the fact that you keep making us do more with less, and I'm having some stuff here at home, I actually found that some of my bosses actually had sympathy and empathy, and they understood where I was coming from because they were also in the same boat. Now, true, there are also going to be those buttholes out there who are going to say, oh, get over it, keep your personal life out of the office and just do your work. But we aren't giving them the opportunity to step up and give us what we need. And if we tell them and they don't step up, then we have a choice. We can leave, or we can stay there and deal with it, but at least we've put it all out on the table. And then the other thing that happens is when we start to diminish what we do and how bad things are, we then start to believe that we can do more with less, and that it's okay to be frayed and pulled and struggling, and we make it become our normal. But once we start to talk about it and we start to share, then we can actually see all of the things that we're doing. I remember a long time ago, someone asked me, well, what do you do? And I said, where I work. I said the name of the company. And they said, no, what do you do? And I said, I'm a project manager. And the person said to me again, okay, I'm going to ask you one more time. What do you do? And then when I sat back and said, oh, they want the long story, and I gave them the long story, I realized actually my title should be freaking Superwoman. I can't believe I do all that crap. And that's when we can acknowledge just how freaking super awesome that we are. It was an epiphany for me just in that moment, that if that person hadn't kept saying, I'm going to ask you one more time, what do you do? No. I'm going to ask you one more time, what do you do? And then I didn't realize I am freaking awesome. And that's not a brag. That is not narcissistic. That is not egotistic. That is your truth. We are all doing so much and nobody knows about it but us. And then because nobody knows about it but us, we start to not see all the things that we can do or that we're doing and that we should get credit for. So how many times has someone had to ask you more than once? No. So what do you do? So I hope that by me saying this to you, that the next time someone asks you how you're doing or what do you do, you'll stop giving the short answer and you'll start telling your truth, because it's not bragging. It's not egotistic. It's not that you're seeking attention. It's not that you're being a Debbie Downer. You're speaking your truth so that you can live your truth. Because again, as I get older, the filters are coming off. And they're not coming off in a way that I'm going to be rude or mean, but I've taken care of so many people for so long. It's now time for me to take care of me. And it's now time for you to take care of you. And the best way to take care of you is to speak your truth. I'm a caregiver and I do this. I need help. I don't feel well today. Honey, can you take the kids? I got a migraine. I can't do this today. Honey, on your way home, pick up dinner because I'm over it today. Take care of you. Because if you don't take care of you, no one else is going to take care of you. You can't take care of you if you don't speak your truth. So if you want to know more ways about how midlife has opened me up to speaking my truth, check out this video where I share how midlife was the wake-up call I needed to start living my life on my terms, and I'll see you over there.